In a bustling town known for its vibrant markets and colorful festivals, there was a peculiar hairdressing salon owned by a woman named Mama Ngozi. Her salon, Ngozi's Touch, was the most popular in town. Women traveled from far and wide to have their hair braided, twisted, and styled by her gifted hands. Her hairstyles were like works of art, intricate and beautiful, making anyone who wore them stand out. But there was an odd rule in Mama Ngozi's salon. No combs were allowed. Every tool imaginable was present. Scissors, brushes, and even handmade hairpins, but no combs. Clients who brought their own combs were politely asked to leave them outside. If they insisted, Mama Ngozi would refuse to serve them. People found it strange, but Mama Ngozi's work was so exceptional that no one dared question her. What does it matter if she doesn't use a comb? They would say, as long as my hair looks good, I don't care. One day, a curious young woman named Amaka visited the salon. She had heard the stories about Mama Ngozi and her no comb rule, and she decided to find out why. Amaka was a journalist, always seeking a good story, and she suspected there was more to this strange policy. As Mama Ngozi began braiding Amaka's hair, she asked, Mama Ngozi, why don't you allow combs in your salon? Surely it would make your work easier. Mama Ngozi smiled but didn't stop working. My dear, some traditions are better left unbroken, she replied cryptically. Unsatisfied with the answer, Amaka decided to dig deeper. After her appointment, she discreetly asked some of the other customers about the rule, but no one had any answers. It's just the way things are, they shrugged. It was a busy market day. The salon buzzed with chatter and laughter as customers admired their new hairstyles. Mama Ngozi, known for her meticulous work, excused herself to get something from the store outside. I'll be back in a moment, she said, wiping her hands on a towel and stepping out into the sun. As she left, a new customer Ezine entered the salon. She was a young lady from a nearby village, visiting for the first time. With a bright smile, she greeted the other women, settling into one of the worn leather chairs. Seeing the tools neatly arranged on the workstation, Ezine frowned. Ah, how can a hairdresser not have a comb? She muttered, pulling a shiny plastic comb from her bag. The older customers immediately tensed, their smiles vanishing. One of them whispered, No, don't. But Ezine, brushing off their warning, said, What nonsense. I can't sit here with my hair looking like a bird's nest. She raised the comb to her head, ready to smooth out her thick curls. Just as the teeth of the comb grazed her scalp, the door flew open with a loud bang. Mama Ngozi stormed in like a wild wind, her eyes blazing. Stop! She shouted, her voice cutting through the room like a thunderclap. Before Ezine could process what was happening, Mama Ngozi darted across the salon and slapped the comb from her hand. It hit the floor with a loud clatter, spinning before coming to a halt. Ezine recoiled, clutching her hand. What was that for? She yelled, her face a mix of shock and anger. The other customers cowered, whispering prayers under their breath. Mama Ngozi didn't answer right away. Her focus was on the comb. She stared at it as if it were alive, her expression one of fear and fury. You don't know what you've done, Mama Ngozi finally said, her voice trembling. Ezine, confused, stammered, I was just combing my hair. What's the big deal? Amaka, being present, her curiosity turned into an obsession. She decided to return to the salon, this time with a plan. She hid a small comb in her bag, determined to use it secretly while Mama Ngozi wasn't looking. The next day, Amaka sat in the chair as Mama Ngozi began working on her hair. While Mama Ngozi turned to grab a hairpin, Amaka quickly pulled out her comb and ran it through a small section of her hair. The reaction was immediate. The air in the salon grew heavy and a strange, chilling silence fell over the room. Mama Ngozi froze, her eyes narrowing as she turned to Amaka. What have you done? Mama Ngozi's voice was low but filled with a strange power. Before Amaka could answer, the lights flickered and the gust of wind swept through the salon. Though the doors and windows were closed, the other customers screamed and fled. leaving Amaka alone with Mama Ngozi. "You've broken the rule," Mama Ngozi said, her voice now echoing unnaturally. She reached for a small calabash hidden under her workstation and began chanting in a language Amaka didn't understand. Amaka watched in horror as the comb she had used began to vibrate in her hand, growing hotter until she had to drop it. It clattered to the floor, and black smoke rose from it, forming the shadowy figure of a woman with glowing red eyes. "You dare to defy me?" the figure hissed. Amaka realized too late that Mama Ngozi's no comb rule wasn't just a quick. It was a protection against the dark magic that lived in the combs. Long ago, Mama Ngozi had been cursed by a rival hairdresser who had used enchanted combs to sabotage her business. To survive, Mama Ngozi had made a pact with a spirit, agreeing never to use combs in her salon again. By using the comb, Amaka had broken the pact, and the spirit had returned to claim what was owed. Mama Ngozi, with a mixture of anger and desperation, began chanting louder, her voice blending with the spirit's whispers. The room shook as the spirit screeched and disappeared back into the comb, which shattered into pieces. Amaka was left trembling, her journalistic curiosity replaced with overwhelming regret. "You are lucky I could contain it," Mama Ngozi said, her voice weary. "But the spirit will return if the rule is broken again. Leave now and never come back." Amaka didn't need to be told twice. She fled the saloon and never spoke of what happened. From that day, no one ever questioned Mama Ngozi's no-comb rule again, and her saloon remained the most sought after in town, its secret intact. Thanks for watching my video. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, in order to get notified when we upload our subsequent videos. Thank you.